Hi, and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a review on the Nespresso Vertuo Plus Deluxe. It's a coffee machine from the company Nespresso, and what it does is it makes coffee and espresso drinks with using pods. They're aluminum pods, unlike machines like Keurigs that are using plastic pods that I'm not really thrilled about. These use aluminum pods, which you can see here. They're recyclable, and you don't have to worry about brewing hot coffee in a little plastic cup, which is a concern to a lot of people. And an advantage over the Keurig machines is they come in different sizes. So for example, this is a double espresso size, which will brew a stronger cup of coffee that's about 2.7 ounces. There is also a single espresso size, which is 1.35 ounces. And there is a just normal cup of coffee size, which is 7.77. And then they also have a 5 ounce, which I do not currently have any of. Another thing that's cool is if you like to have some regular coffee and some decaf, the decaf ones, have this little identifiable red ring around the top, so it's easy not to grab the wrong one. So these two are decaf, and then this one's regular. So the way this works is you open the lid, it ejects the old pod into a storage bin. The storage bin holds about 10 empty pods, and then you can remove that. I can show you that. So it's just back here. This little storage container comes out. You can empty those pods. Let's put it back in there. And there's a water reservoir, which is over here. That holds about 60 ounces of water. So that's going to be enough to make, up to 20 espresso drinks, double espresso drinks. So I mean, you can get quite a few out of this, or you can even get 7 cups of coffee without having to fill that. So that's pretty handy. The other thing that's nice about this unit is that water reservoir can pivot and come over to this side if you want it to be off on this side, or if you want it to be pointing straight back. So it can pivot into different locations that work best for your area. Another thing to mention is the deluxe version of this package, and I bought it at Costco. I think it was around $200. You can get it on sale oftentimes for maybe $150. Actually, I think the store is running a sale right now for $150. You get the milk frother, and the milk frother is nice because it does a really good job of frothing the milk. On the inside, you have this little thing. That's the thing that does all the magic there. So you can take this out, easy to clean. It's just held in there by a magnet. Really easy to clean. And if you're going to have a froth drink, you leave that little spring on there. And if you want just a steamed drink, you take that little spring off, and it'll just basically stir and heat up your milk for you, or cream, or whatever you're using. And what's nice is it's just super easy to clean because this just comes right out. So we'll put that back in there. The other thing that's neat about the frother is you can have a hot frothed milk, or you can do cold froth. So if you just click the button once, it'll turn red, and that'll be a hot frothed milk. If you hold it down for a few seconds, it'll turn blue, and that'll just cold froth it. So that is nice for if you're making a cold drink or an iced drink. So let's get back to the coffee machine. So the coffee machine, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to brew a single espresso. That way you can get a feel for how loud it is, which it is a little on the loud side, but I wouldn't say it's any louder than any of the other types of machines like this on the market. So you just go ahead and drop this pod in here, click down on that, the motor closes it, and then you just push the button on top. You can see the little light is spinning around the top, showing that it's going to be brewing. I have it brewing into one of these little single espresso cups that I got from the Nespresso store. I think it was one of their promotional gifts for buying a certain number of pods or something. They oftentimes run a lot of different promotions like that. So you can see the froth being made, or not the froth, I shouldn't say. I'd say more of the, I don't know, I'm not even sure what you want to call that, but it's like a foaminess to the coffee, which is similar to the crema of an espresso, but it's not the same. I mean, it's similar but not the same. But they use that. The reason it does that is there's some technology that the coffee pods spin at a high rate of speed when it's brewing it. And I think, but don't quote me on this, but I think the pods might also have a little CO2 in them that might help create this. I don't know that for sure, but I thought I heard that somewhere one time. So that is about how long it takes, and that's how much you get from a single. I don't do singles a lot. If I'm going to make a coffee drink where I'm going to be using some of my flavored syrups and stuff, I usually do a double because I just like a little more coffee taste. But if you're not a fan of too much coffee flavor, a single would make a nice drink. So if you're going to be using this along with a normal size coffee mug, say you're going to brew a cup of coffee, what you can do is this little tray moves up and down. It just hooks in there. So you can just hook it in wherever it's appropriate for the size of cup that you're going to use. So I wanted to let you know about that. When it's done, you don't do anything. You don't turn it off. It'll go to sleep after a few minutes. And you leave the pod in there, and the next time you open it up, you do that again, it opens up. It'll kick the pod back into the storage area. Now when you place an order for the pods on the Nespresso website, they come in sleeves. So these are each a sleeve of 10. So the way they price them on their website is by the pod, but you actually have to buy them in sleeves of 10, which is fine. I mean, you're going to need that many anyway. But usually when you place an order, they usually include a couple of promotional pods to go along with your order to let you try something different without committing to a large order. Now the prices of these can vary. They are a little on the pricey side compared to Keurig's, but I much enjoy the coffee from this over a Keurig. The prices range anywhere from about $1.15 up to $1.35 maybe for regular cups of coffee. But then if you get into any of their premium stuff, I think the price goes up closer to $2 per pod. So it can be a little expensive. But if you compare this to going to a Starbucks, or if it's just something you can enjoy one or two a day, it still is affordable. Now, if you're into drinking an entire pot of coffee every day, you'll go broke with a machine like this. But if it's just for that cup or two a day, or not even, or once in a while make your coffee drinks with your syrups and making your lattes and things like that, then I think it's a great choice. I do not regret buying this. I do have a regular coffee maker that I use for making a full pot of coffee for when we have guests over, or if I'm going to be home all day and I know I'm going to be drinking more coffee. So I would recommend this device. Nespresso does make some other units. I don't know that this Nespresso actually makes them, like this one's made by Deluxe, but Nespresso has other units also. This one I really like. I have a couple friends that have the same unit and they've been very happy with them also. So I would highly recommend this, again, for that person that wants to drink 1 or 2 cups a day, or wants something that's versatile that can give them a cup of coffee or a double espresso for those latte drinks and so on. One other thing I would like to mention is they do make other machines that will brew a larger cup of coffee. I think they have one that can brew a 12 ounce or an 18 ounce. This machine doesn't do that. This one only goes up to the 7.77 fluid ounce size. But like I said, there are other machines that could make more. Oh, and I also wanted to show, when you do go to fill the water carafe, you do not have to pour water into it. It just comes off this base. It just lifts off like that. And you can bring it over to your sink or whatever and fill it that way. So that's handy. You don't have to have a water pitcher or something going over there to fill it. And I don't know if I showed this before, but the frother comes off its little powered base. It's not a cordless frother. I mean, it has to be on the base to get power, but once you're done frothing, you can take it off of the base and pour it into your cups easier than if there's a cord still attached to it. I think I covered everything on this machine. If you'd like more information, go ahead and put things in the comments, and we'll see if somebody can answer those for you. Otherwise, I appreciate you watching, and please like and subscribe. Thanks.